Hey guys, it's that time of week again. Welcome back to a new episode of Gunpla TV. We are on episode number 291, and look who is here, the master modeler himself.
Scott Hard's here.
Scott Hards, welcome back. Thank you again for joining me.
Always fun. Great to get away from a desk and a keyboard and do this kind of work.
And talk about models.
Yes, that's the best part.
All right, so speaking of models, we've got new
Lots of stuff
that came in this week.
Yeah, this is right off the truck. I just saw them running this up here moments before we rolled the camera.
Literally, I mean, literally just came in like 15 minutes before. This is brand new for this month, Master Grade. This is from the 00 series, 00 Quant Full Saber. Can't have half Saber.
This is some really busy box art they got going here.
That is quite busy.
Yeah, I'm becoming sort of a box art critic, I guess, on this show. But yeah, I mean, we got all the shiny, sparkly going, and it's kind of hard to make out some of the robot's detail here against this really exciting space background. But yeah, that's a really pointy shield he's got.
It is quite pointy.
Are you going to put this together for us?
I think I will indeed put this together for us.
Cool.
So be sure
look forward to seeing that.
Stay tuned and look forward to that. And also, we have some new Build Diver stuff that came in.
Oh, okay. What do we got?
So, first up, we've got two. These are like the accessory parts that you can add them onto existing Gundam.
Oh,
so we have the Sky High Wings.
Sky High Wings, Build Divers Support Unit.
All right, it's kind of cool looking. You can add some extra wings to maybe your Wing Zero.
Wings.
Wings, and more wings.
More wings. Okay. But no robot. It's just wings.
That's just wings. So just an accessory. So you can add it on to pretty much any Gundam. There's a couple of different accessories in that to be able to add it to different
So they have a standard type of pin mount system going so that these can be used on a number of kits. Okay. Gundam Legos.
Yeah,
wings
basically. And speaking of Legos, we also have the No-Name Rifle.
No-Name Rifle. That's okay.
It is
pretty generic.
Kind of generic. Kind of cool looking though. But one really cool thing about this kit is it comes with a bunch of tiny little connectors.
Oh, okay,
so you can use these connectors not just with this No-Name Rifle kit, but you can use it with a bunch of other stuff, like you were mentioning, like Gundam Legos.
Lots of little.
So this really adds the Lego
Dave,
to the Gundam.
put a close up of this in here, but yeah, there's all these little pins and connector thingies, so that you can use this as you wish in any number of kits, I presume.
That you can indeed.
Very cool.
Quite cool. This is kind of like the freedom, the fun kind of stuff that they like to do with Build Divers. And also new in the Build Divers line, we have, I've been looking forward to this one, the Jegan Blastmaster.
That's some serious firepower, it looks like.
That is quite cool. So kind of similar box art in style. You got like a million tiny stars going around.
Nebulas and comets and ringed planets and stuff, yeah.
I guess their lead designer must like that kind of artwork at the moment, so that's kind of cool. I like this pose that he has the ability to do here.
That's kind of goofy looking.
So he's got like guns like in his feet too, so he can like spread his legs forward and he's got like guns going.
He has got guns in his feet.
There's guns on like the bottom of his feet, so because I guess if you're in space, then you don't really need to stand on your feet. So
Robert Rodriguez make a movie involving guns and feet and stuff, I think, at one point.
There wasn't there somebody like their leg was...
The Grindhouse.
Grindhouse, I think that was it.
That was fun. Okay, that's an interesting concept.
That is quite interesting indeed, so...
Legs in space is an interesting concept to begin with when you think about it.
Right. We'll try to get that one together. Maybe we'll save it for a giant Build Divers episode.
So we're at episode 291.
291.
Wow, that's almost 300.
It is indeed.
Yeah. Have we got some amazing thing planned for episode 300? I figure. Well, let's see. If that's 9 episodes from now, and we're still in September, that means we'll do it during the year, won't we?
I think so. Somewhere around December, middle of December, maybe towards the end of December. Maybe that would also be like a great end of the year type of episode to do.
Okay. Well, as as a show pilot here, you need to come up with some amazing plans for the 300th episode.
Okay, we'll have to come up with something for you guys out there. So be sure to stay tuned.
Any suggestions? We'd love to hear.
Oh yeah, that would be good too. Get the community involved.
Alrighty.
Nice. All right. So. This week.
Okay, what's the feature this week, Todd?
This week we have, this was a new release in the MODEROID line, which is Good Smile's new plastic modeling line that they do. So this is the godmars.
godmars. godmars. I'm not sure if I've heard of godmars.
Yeah, maybe not many people out there probably have.
But you built it for us.
I did indeed.
Okay, well if you built it, I'm sure you have a lot of great memories or things about the show that got you interested in. Why did you pick this kit? What about godmars excited you so much, Todd?
Yeah.
I got nothing for you either on this.
It's older show. It's old anime.
I'm really sorry about this, Todd. Todd is not the guy we're going to want to have talking about this kid, even though he's the one who built it. But fortunately, here at HLJ, our bench runs deep. Okay. Really sorry, Todd. We need to bring in somebody else for this one. And, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ardith Carlton.
Hello.
Ardith, former host of Toy Tengoku. It's been a while since we've seen you on the air. Good to have you back.
Hey, thank you.
For what it's worth, at HobbyLink Japan here, Ardith is number 3 on the seniority totem pole after myself and Jim O'Neill, our IT guy. How long have you been with us, Ardith?
Oh gosh, it has now been 16 years.
Ooh, 16, count them. Beautiful years. Thank you so much for all of your hard service. And I hear a rumor that you actually know what this is.
I do, from far back.
So, godmars. Tell us about godmars, Ardith.
Well, godmars, it was a series that Tokyo Movie Shinsei animated.
Right.
It began broadcast in '81, and it was huge in Japan at the time.
Okay.
Huge. It was the first series where you had 6 robots combining.
Yeah, usually it's 5, right? You have like one torso robot and then 2 arms and 2 legs.
Right,
It's the typical,
and that's basically what you
typical
have here.
Gattai, right?
That's basically what you have here, except this robot, well, the way the story goes, it was supposed to be a boy and his robot. And the robot was supposed to blow up the planet because it's come from was sent as a weapon. The main character is a child, and as the child grew up, then when he reached age 17, he was supposed to have his purpose revealed to him, and his robot would appear. They would then blow up the Earth. But,
okay. Cheery theme.
Yeah, but his father, who sent him away to Earth, actually designed 5 other robots to help defeat that purpose. So those 5 combined with the 6th to become godmars, because the boy, Takeru, he actually loves Earth, as it turns out, because he grew up here. So instead, he's fighting against that planet that wants to destroy Earth.
Okay. Now, in case anybody's thinking, oh, she just looked something up on Wikipedia before she came on the air, we actually have photographic proof that that is not the case. That Ardith has absolute street cred when it comes to godmars. And here we have it. Boom. Okay, Ardith, what are we looking at here? What is this a photo of?
That is a photo of me in the Crusher Team uniform. The hero, Takeru, wore that. He was part of the team protecting Earth. And that's me at the 1983 Worldcon, which was held
1983.
in
Hang on a second. Math
no,
time.
let's not do
it's
that. Let's
2018.
Not do the math.
So that means it was, oh my God.
I was an adult-looking 5-year-old at the time.
I see. So you were cosplaying back before cosplay was even a word.
Yeah, that was really one of the first groups of anime fans getting together in the States and showing off our outfits. So.
Yeah, I want to whip out the old man card here again, because, you know, back in that day I was also like swapping VHSs, you know, that had been triple or quadruple dubbed and you could barely see the picture with my friends. You got to remember how hard it was to be an anime fan when there was no internet.
Absolutely.
I mean, we didn't have groups or Gunpla TVs or things where we could share information and explore our interest in this with each other easily. It was really hard to find other people who shared your interests, but somehow we managed, at least a little bit. Yeah. So anyhow, moving back into 2018 here. Why in the heck would Good Smile Company, a major Japanese model company, come out with a 35-plus-year-old thing in 2018?
Yeah, it is not an anniversary year. Sometimes you'll see, you know, something come back from beyond if it's an anniversary year. Right. But I think that it's just, and I don't think it's a matter of it being a cheap license, but godmars is still remembered here.
So it was. You said it was really popular back in 82 or 2. What was so? I mean, let me be honest here. I mean, when I see these Gattai thingies, you know, I'm thinking Sentai. You know, the Power Ranger stuff where you have all the and that's kind of like, to me, when I think of the Gattai robots, I think of stuff like for little kids or something. I have this sort of maybe a prejudice against this kind of Gattai stuff. But in 1982, this was still very much a mid-teen to adult targeted show, right?
Right, and I think a lot of its popularity was that it appealed to gals as well as to guys.
Really?
It had the mecha stuff for the guys, it had the story for the gals.
And then like a really ripped protagonist or something who was to grab the female fan?
In fact, Takeru, he was actually in the Anime Age Grand Prix.
Right.
He was the most popular character, period. It wasn't divided male and female then. Most popular character, period. of both 81 and 82.
Wow. Okay.
And Godmars won the Animage Grand Prix in 82.
Okay, so it was a very hot property back in the day. Okay.
Now, when Godmars aired, it aired opposite Dougram, which was a
Okay.
very hard, gritty thing, and I think nothing had really been seen along that lines of, grittiness since Gundam.
Okay, yeah, Gundam came out in like 77, I think.
Oh no,
Wasn't it, or 78?
79.
79? Okay.
79.
So Gundam comes out in 79, but in 82
79.
we're still doing Gattai robots, even though Gundam had kind of set the standard for sort of the real robot type of thing.
Yeah, although Gundam did combine, you had the core fighter and the pieces chunked together.
Yep, you're right. Okay, I'd forgotten about core fighters.
Yep.
And then, but this was playing against Dougram, which was very much sort of the real school stuff.
Absolutely, and Dougram was way ahead. Well, I wouldn't say ahead of its time, but it was really the first kind of gritty sort of thing since Gundam. It's
Right.
far grittier than Gundam. And Takahashi, who directed it and designed it, would go ahead and create Votoms after that.
Okay.
And Votoms was really where that sort of genre hit its stride. Really, grittiness. So you've got Dougram head to head with Godmars, and Godmars skunked Dougram. They were in the same time slot.
Wow. I mean, because they're totally different schools of thought. I mean, stuff like Dougram and Votoms after that, it's like very sort of, real. It's trying to make it look like, physics as we know it and metallurgy as we know it and things that could actually happen possibly, maybe someday. But come on, Gattai robots, I mean, this like goes against all standard military common sense about how to put together
And
a weapon
this is kind
system.
of looking back on that to it with the maturity of time gone by.
Right.
But at the time, it was just in folks' strike zone, I guess.
Wow.
Because, it not only beat Dougram, but, then Macross started on the tail end as Gundam, as Godmars was wrapping up.
It overlapped with Macross, actually.
It did,
coming
yeah,
out.
because
Wow,
Macross started like in October of 82.
Right.
And Godmars finished up in December of 82. So you would think, looking back on it, well, then obviously the Macross took over everything because it's so popular, right?
Right.
Well, but yet, in the next year's Animage Grand Prix, Macross was second to Crusher Joe.
Okay. So that's
yeah,
really,
so just to kind of, you have to...
That's a great trip down memory lane because, I mean, it's like 82, 83, so we've got all these different genres of Japanese robots happening simultaneously. We got Gattai happening, we have the sort of the realistic gritty stuff happening, and then we have, the transformation boom, which of course was started by Macross, right?
And I think the transformation boom is probably what we have to thank for the phasing out of the Gattai.
The Gattai guys, yeah. Gattai meaning joining, just in case anybody's not following vocabulary here with us this morning. But so was there any Gattai stuff after Godmars?
Oh yeah, I mean Albegas followed that.
Albegas, yeah. I think I remember watching a few episodes of that.
Albegas almost made it into Voltron. I mean, they released the toys as saying it was part of Voltron, although it never actually.
Right.
Past that, really the big last major hurrah of Gattai was Dan Cougar.
Dan Cougar, okay, yeah.
And that would be, what, about 86, 87?
Okay. So still way firmly in memory land for that 30-some years ago. Okay, very good. Well, let's take a look and see if we can figure out, with Todd went all the effort to put this thing together for us, let's see how the model actually works from the great realm of Gattai. Okay, Ardith, here's the gang. Who are these guys anyway? Who's the little guy, the red guy in front there?
Well, in front we have Gaia. He's the one who's actually the bomb, and Takeru kind of fades into the chest of him.
Right.
To get inside, and then Gaia, then Sphinx here, his front kind of opens up, and then Gaia kind of fits inside, and then after that the others turn into the arms and legs.
Okay, who's the blue and yellow dude in the front here?
That is Ra.
Ra, as in the sun god Ra?
Yes, I think that's what the connotation is, and he is the, let's see, is he the left or the right leg? He is the left leg. He's the left leg.
And so the black guy in the background coming onto the front, now he's probably the other leg, right?
Yeah, he is, and that's Shin.
Shin.
Yes.
Okay.
He forms not only the shin, but also the rest of the lower leg.
That was pretty funny, Art. I see what you did there. Thank you.
Ba-dum-bum.
All right, and we have two arm-sized guys in the background there. We have the white one coming around. This would be...
do, and that is Uranus.
Uranus, as
it's
in
more
the
fun
planet.
It's more fun to say Uranus, but
yeah,
you know.
it is.
And he is the right arm.
He's the right arm, and that leaves the green guy to be the left arm.
Yes, and that is Titan.
Titan. Okay, pretty straightforward naming. All right, Todd, so what's the deal here?
Okay, I'm back. All right, so let's take a look at this kit, actually how we have put it together. So first off, yeah, we're starting from this 5 guys. So when you put this kit together, when you build the kit, the instructions has you do all of the 5 guys individually before you go ahead and combine it into that one giant robot.
Okay.
So let's take a look at these individual guys. Now, I'll start off with the, what was this, Ra. Let's start off with Ra. So one cool thing you can see here is these yellow parts and the blue parts. These aren't stickers. These are actually individually molded plastic pieces that you put together. So that's a really nice feature that they have done.
So you don't have to paint anything.
You don't have to paint anything. They have the eyes here on Ra. You can see the eyes, and pretty much the eyes for all of these guys. The face masks for these kits come pre-painted, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, that isn't to say that there aren't any stickers at all with this kit. Let's take a look at the other leg, because he's right here. This was Sheen, I believe you said.
Shin, yep.
So yeah, we've got the pre-painted yellow eyes there, but you see it here on the head, those lines there and the red, and here on the belt as well, and actually on the legs, the black lines in the middle. These were all stickers, so you do have a little bit of sticker work to do with this kit. Let me show off the empty sticker seal.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. You'll notice there is one that I have not used here in the middle. That's because this kit gives you an option, and the option is going to be for the Sphinx here in the middle. You'll notice here in the middle of his belt, he's got this little black spot there. That's actually a sticker. They have the choice. You can have the red here for the belt, or you can have the black. So you have that option as well. Now let's take a look at a little bit of articulation, like what can you do with these small guys? And actually, to be honest, that is not quite much to begin with. So let's take a look here at Uranus. So Uranus, you can...
All right, everybody, grow up. Just grow up right now. Okay.
You can move his arm. There is no elbow joint, so you're not going to move that at all. The hand, oh, it popped off there, but that's okay. The hand can twist around in a circle, but there's not a whole lot, for these little guys, you're not going to get a whole lot of articulation.
That's because their purpose in life is just to punch things or become limbs of a giant robot.
Punch. There you go, you can set that. So yeah, the legs also, there's going to be nothing other than a little bit of hip joint. And that's pretty much the same for all of these guys here. So the only one that was a little bit different was the Gaia. I believe Gaia does have
a knee. Look
a
at that.
knee,
Wow.
and he's got a joint for his ankle. So
He looks kind of like a Microman.
Yeah, those little Microman robots. Yeah, he does look a lot like he's from that school.
kind of cool looking. He's also got elbow joint going on as well. So he's the most posable out of all of them. Tiny little red stickers here on the legs.
So tell me about Good Smile as a plastic model manufacturer. How did you find this kit? I mean, the fit, the engineering, any frustrating moments or particularly great aha moments where you saw like some genius being taken care of?
Well, the Good Smile, I mean, I wonder if these are built in the same factory that does the Kotobukiya kits. Because the building of this kit is very, and the plastic, the kind of plastic they use is very reminiscent of a Kotobukiya kit.
Okay.
Although there are some points, you just noticed that guy's arm pop off when I was trying to find it. I found that there's a number of instances where some joints are just going to be too loose, and then some joints are going to be too tight.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's a mix and match. And when I get this together here in the big mode, you can kind of see a little bit more of that as well. So, I mean, it has its issues, but I still, once you put it together, I mean, the kits look really great on their own standing there.
All right, well, this is a Gaptai robot. Let's see it Gaptai here.
This is indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and do the transformation. So an interesting thing about this kit also is you have the manual that comes with it, and this manual goes through basically the building of all of the individual smaller guys. But for combining it, and you got a little marking seal where you're going to put those stickers at the bottom. But for combining it, they give you a separate manual. And the separate manual has all of the instructions for putting this together.
Oh boy.
Now, this kit isn't going to just straight transform completely. You're going to do some part swapping. So here we see the legs here. So you're going to remove some of the parts and put it on there. And the same goes for the arms as well. So we're going to remove some parts. We're going to put on the arms. And then also, he's got a different head that's going to be used. And he also has...
I was expecting one of those, head flips around and turns into the other head.
Yeah, usually the head is inside and then it kind of pops
pops up.
Usual way to do that.
They have that as
Did
well.
he come with a sword?
He
There
does
it is.
indeed.
Good. Oh, thank goodness. I was saying, I don't see the sword.
Thank you for mentioning
It's the
that.
Mars Flash.
The Mars Flash. That's kind of a cool looking design.
It
Of course,
is a
none of
really
these small
neat
guys
sword.
are going to be able to hold it, so that's only going to be for the big form. So, all right, so let's get cracking on how we can put this guy together. So let's start off with the arms. All right, so the first thing they're going to have you do is to put together the arms. You're going to want to remove his head, remove his arms, and you're also going to want to remove his midsection there. So we're going to keep this midsection. Now on the legs, we are going to remove the two side armor pieces. So this part is not going to be used at all. So next you're going to come over here to your arm piece here, and you're just going to combine these pieces onto the arm like so. All right, there we go. So
Okay, so now we got the right parts.
So now we got the
together,
right parts together there. All right, and next we're going to take his midsection. We're going to put that back on. And they give you this kind of cap here, and that's going to just plug into one side here on the arm. So that way you've got a nice looking cover. So that's going to be one arm done, and you're just going to basically do the same thing for the other arm. And there you go. So you've got, now we've got two arms. All right.
Okay.
So next
Progress
up,
being made.
progress is indeed being made. Next up, let's go to the legs. So it's pretty much a very similar thing that you're going to be doing for all of these parts. You're going to remove the arms. You're going to remove the head. Next, we're going to remove the torso. So legs are a little bit different setup for the legs of this compared to the arm ones. We're also going to remove, now this is actually part of the trickiest part of this, is sometimes these leg pieces don't want to be removed, especially, now I find this is especially true when you're trying to remove them from this leg piece here.
The fit's a bit tight.
If the fit is a bit tight, and you'll notice there's a split here in the middle.
Right.
So this part, whoops, we lost Gaia there. So this part has the same direction to pull apart. So one problem is once you get these parts on, they're tight, and then it wants to pull apart the entire part in the middle.
Okay,
So that's a little bit tricky to pull this. Once you get this on, it's okay, but once you try to take it apart, that's a bit tricky. So that's all you need to do for the leg there.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. So we're going to do it again for the next guy here. All right, so now we've got two legs. So the last thing we need to modify is going to be the center guy. So
Sphinx.
the Sphinx. So for Sphinx, all you need to do is remove the head. And again, we're going to remove the arms here. Now for the legs, you're actually going to use the white pieces here. What you're going to remove is going to be the blue caps at the end. So that's kind of like his feet. And there we go. All right, so there's one more thing that we need to remove from this piece. So I found it easier to just remove that, but you need to remove his midsection here. All right, so to replace this, and I think I have it here, we have like a super belt buckle.
Oh,
That's
okay,
right.
yeah. It has to change.
So
That
it
is
has
where the god fire comes out of.
Ooh. Now one thing, it's hard to see this. I don't think the camera is going to be able to pick this
like
up.
a blue clear piece.
There is a blue clear piece in here, and actually you can see the face of Gaia sitting on the inside. Now I wish I could take this apart, but these parts are fit on there so tightly that I'm not going to be able to pull it off in there, but they've got a little indentation where you can see
well, let's see what we got
the
here.
guy there. All right, so let's go ahead and combine him. Oh, I forgot, I got to put his head back on here. So now we've connected the new head. We're going to take our legs here. Let me make sure I get these in the right order. So we're going to have this guy here on the left leg. We are going to have this one here on the right. So now he's starting to get a bit taller here. Next up, we're going to take his arms. We're going to put the green one up. All right, so arms, I forgot there's one thing we got to add onto it here, and that is going to be these kind of like shoulder joints.
Mighty shoulders.
The mighty shoulders. There you go. So that's cool. So we're going to plug this in here, and we're going to plug the other one on in here. Now this one, you'll notice this arm, really had to put that one on there tight, but the green one,
it's a bit on the loose side.
the green one I found is a bit on the loose side. See, I don't know, but I mean everybody's kit's kind of going to be a little bit different.
That's relatively easy to address, of course.
There are holes on the tops of the shoulders. Are there caps that cover those? Or
There are not. They don't have anything. Whoops. Let me see if I can climb up. So
we need a more heroic. We need a more heroic pose with the sword here, if we can.
If we can. So yes, for this bot, once we get it set up here, you do have a little bit of articulation that you can do for the elbows there, but there's not a whole lot of articulation really for this kit, even once you get it built up.
We got a lot of debris here too.
Yes.
So that's all the stuff that we had to take off.
Hello.
Guy, he's left out completely. And we have all these arms and legs. So that's why I said, a tackle box perhaps to store all this stuff while you're enjoying him in full Mega Gatai mode here.
Yeah. There you go. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's it for the Godmars, I believe. Yeah, there's not much you can do here for his articulation. So I hope you like having a nice standing Godmars, because don't plan on putting really cool poses, but he looks really cool, I think.
No, he does have a regal presence to him. I think, would you say screen accurate, Ardith? I mean, is that what he looked like in the show, or have they taken some liberties with making him look sort of more modern or cool?
I think the head is a bit bigger on TV, but it seems like when there's model kit creations of things, the heads are smaller, which I think is probably, if it were real, that would be more accurate, that the head is smaller. But yes, the head looks a tad small to me. I'm used to seeing him kind of with if he's holding the Mars Flash, usually he's kind of holding it a little more kind of at an angle, but yeah, it looks really good. I'm really impressed with how that's done with the color separations. It looks really, really spiff. The colors are great.
So as usual, a few stickers, but no glue or painting here.
No glue or painting, not for this one. Oh, actually, I almost completely forgot. It's a good thing you mentioned that.
But you said, there's more.
But wait, there's more. So you just mentioned no glue or painting.
Right. And
that's what I'm usually used to for when I build kits for this show. But actually, there was one piece on Gaia. So here, let me show it on the manual. You'll see this symbol here. And this is the only time you see it here in the manual, actually.
The dreaded gloomy symbol.
The dreaded glue symbol. So his faceplate here for this small mask, I had to use a drop of glue just to get this faceplate to stick. So you'll see here also there's a choice. They give you a choice between this red one or a white one. So.
Well, I think our loyal viewers and customers are probably going to be able to handle that.
Right? Just one part. That's all you need to do. But the rest of it was completely snapped. So it's like 99.8% snap kit.
Okay. And there you have him.
So that's it for the close-up look at the Godmars.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Quite interesting.
Thanks to Ardith for coming in to handle that for us.
Thank you indeed. I've magically reappeared.
Yes, you were okay. Great. Time for some comments.
All right.
This one's amusing. Now, we're not trying to do a comedy number or anything here. We're just trying to have fun. But we had an interesting comment from Penafred, who says, "Man, this episode is full of comedy gold. Todd's shirt that looks like it wants to blend with the posters on the background, the beam farts, that goofy bike, and the falling into space meme. Great stuff." Well, thank you, Penafred.
That's right. So a lot of people love that the space meme. David did some great editing on the Godmars and did like this full meme of it like falling through space.
And even though I work with Todd, I've never actually asked him a question that I really do want to ask him. And what is the deal with your shirts anyway?
I just like cool shirts. I mean, you can wear.
You spend time in Hawaii or something, or
no? I find shirts just all over the place. I go shopping and I like, hey, I like those colors. And I just buy it. So I've got a nice shirt collection.
More of a polo guy myself, and I just it's just as long as it's covering the important stuff, I'm good. But all right, but no, I'm not suggesting that you should stop your wardrobe or change your wardrobe in any way. Just was kind of curious.
Okay.
All right, we got one more comment. This time from Andres. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. "My life won't be complete until I see Todd riding that small bike he mentioned."
Okay, so last week we mentioned, because we had like that you remember you were here actually. We looked at the box. There was that Gundam motorcycle.
Right.
And when you actually get the Gundam sitting on it,
Yep.
it looks a lot like a mini bike.
Yes,
and
it
I
does.
mentioned here in Japan, they have the Honda
the
monkey and
yes.
gorilla. So
Yeah,
I
monkey and gorilla,
mentioned
yeah.
that I've always wanted to try giving one of these like a ride, or maybe just to own one, because they look really fun.
Yeah, they definitely are fun. I've personally never rode one, although I did way back in the day. I did have a 50cc bike.
Ooh, okay.
Here in Japan. That was a long time ago. But yeah, you see even today a lot of guys riding around on these little Honda monkeys. Very cute stuff. And if you can't afford one, but you want to experience the glory, Aoshima has a 1/12 kit that they would like to sell you.
Yeah, they have the gorilla too. So we'll link to the monkeys and gorillas.
What's the difference between the monkey and the gorilla?
I think the gorilla has the handlebars are changed. I think the handlebars are a bit taller, if my memory serves me right.
Okay.
But yeah, they both pretty much look identical.
Right. So it's tiny, but it does have a transmission, a shiftable transmission. It's not a CVT style scooter. It's actually
this is old,
got a clutch and all that.
Pretty old school thing. I think this kit, they're actually showing like a carburetor on there. Old stuff. So yeah, I mean, these look fun. I just want to be like a big guy on the tiny little bike.
Well, everybody on these things, because they're so small, it's pretty much a big guy.
This in America would not be road legal, I think.
Really? Yeah, you may be right. Yeah.
So, but here in Japan, it is. And actually, if you have a car license, you don't need a bike license to tool around on these. So, quite fun stuff.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into the prize giveaway then for this week. So, this week's winner of the 2,000 yen HobbyLink Japan store credit random number generator has chosen lucky number
2.
Just 2, and that goes to Juju.
Number 2, Juju.
Comment number 2, Juju. All right,
What's he
Mr.
have to
Juju
say?
or Mrs. Juju says the Build Diver series are sure coming out with great kits, especially Riku's Gunplas. Last week we did the 00 Sky and the Hires of the Sky, and those were Riku's Gundams, so that's what he's talking about there.
Good
So
stuff.
congratulations to Juju.
You are 2,000 yen richer, at least at HobbyLink Japan.
Yay, we'll be contacting you shortly on hobbylink.tv. All right, so if you guys would also like to win 2,000 yen HobbyLink Japan store credit, all you need to do is go to hobbylink.tv, find Gunpla TV episode number 291, and post a comment. So be sure to post that comment on hobbylink.tv, not YouTube. If you want to win, you can post on YouTube. Be sure, go ahead, be free. We like to read all the comments that we get, whether it's on YouTube or on hobbylink.tv.
Keep it friendly and civil, please.
Keep it friendly and civil. That's always nice. All right, so I think that pretty much wraps it up then for
great
this
stuff.
week. Thank you again, Scott,
for
joining
And
me.
thanks again to Ardith for coming in.
Thank you indeed to Ardith. And I liked your shirt, Ardith.
Some of her knowledge from the 1980s and even before. So.
Right. Always nice to have lots of knowledgeable people around.
See if we can do some stuff like that more going in the future, too.
Okay.
Bring in some more of our staff and let them strut their stuff here on Gunpla TV.
That sounds like a plan. All right, so please remember we are brought to you by HobbyLink Japan, HLJ.com, and you can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much all of the social media sites that matter. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching us. We hope you all have a great week, and fall is coming up, so hope everybody out there is enjoying fantastic weather from now.
See you again next week.